Hello, this is a demonstration of the Six Kites Intelligent Image Classifier for Jira app. This application is an Atlassian Forge application that is implemented as a web trigger that will be notified whenever an attachment is added to a Jira issue for a project for which it is configured. Once the attachment is recognized, it will be sent to our classifier engine, which will identify whether there are supported image types attached and then scan those images using the AWS Recognizer AI APIs, looking for common known objects using computer vision algorithms or also detecting text within the images. The application will then update the Jira issue associated with that attachment using a set of custom fields that the app creates and set the identified text, identified labels or content within the image, and also set a file type if a file type is identified within the file. This is entirely done in the background asynchronously and typically takes a few seconds once the image is attached to a Jira issue. The content of these fields, these custom fields, can then be leveraged by any filters, queues, automation, or any third-party apps that make use of JQL-based filters. To demonstrate this functionality and a common use case here, we've created Acme Town Services board, which simulates a small town that may provide multiple different types of services to its residents and employees. In this case, those services are animal control, IT and computers, road services, and software and application support. We've created a main board to collect issues for the entire town, and then we've also created individual boards for each of the service areas as well. In order to identify tickets based on the image properties, we've actually created a component for each of the service areas and then used automation for Jira to automatically tag those tag those issues based on the image content. So here's one example. For the animal control component, we basically identify whether either of these custom fields, IAC detected content or IAC detected text, IAC standing for Intelligent Attachment Classifier, have changed. If they do change, we will check to see whether that content includes animal, dog, bear, cat, raccoon in this case. In most of these cases, actually, animal would be enough, and even if it would say a pig, we would identify that image because animal would be tagged on it. Once that is identified, we would then tag the component with the animal control component and also set the assignee to the owner of that component in this case. And we have similar rules for the other service areas as well. So you see we have this board here with 0 current issues attached, and I am going to create an issue here and say someone is going through my trash as the description here. So it's a pretty vague description, not a lot to go on there for tagging it really at this point, but I'm also going to tag it with an image here, and I'm going to tag it with a bear in a trash can image. So I just added that attachment. Everything's happening in the background here now. I'm going to wait a few seconds and wait for it to identify any text within the image. And as you see, it did identify that image includes bear, wildlife, animal, etc. It even apparently detected a bird in the image. It also detected some text that was identified probably on the trash can in that case. Based on that, I will now refresh this, and the automation rules having run assign that to animal control based on the fact that a bear was detected in that particular image. So I'm going to go ahead and create a few more items here. My pet is stuck, and I'm going to drag an image of a cat in a tree on that one. Give that a few seconds. And as I mentioned, this is not really intended to be an interactive process for the demo. That's essentially how it needs to work. But essentially, it's supposed to happen in the background, and then the filters just go to work. And you notice that it identified the cat, tree, even the breed of cat, as well as a couple other, possibly the kind of tree here. And then if I refresh this, you'll see that also has been identified for in the animal control project. And if I look at the animal control board here, you'll see that those issues are present, and then we can see that they're not present on the road services board. I can now create a few additional issues here of different types. So I'm going to say I cannot access my account, and say we'll attach an image to that. Say a Salesforce screenshot in this case. We'll give that a few seconds, let that process, and if I click on it, looks like it's still working, and there it just popped in. So Salesforce and various other text that it found on the screen was detected there, and I can refresh that, and you notice it popped into the software and apps cat component there. So I'll add a few more issues here. My computer is broken. And I'll add a few of these here and then let them go at the same time, and then show you all at the end. So I'll create another one here for my screen is not working. Let's create, so I'll attach an image of a broken monitor. The traffic signal is not working. And as you see, they're actually getting identified as I'm working here. So, so the traffic signal will show traffic light there. Let that go. And say the intersection is blocked. And then the last set of examples I'll do are some software applications. So say I cannot access my mail. A screenshot of Gmail here that a user might attach. So we've got some animal control, we've got some software computers or road services. And as you see, everything seems to have detected. The computer image detected several items in that image. As you see, the broken monitor shows a monitor and display, and all of these terms are in the automation, which caused them to be tagged properly. In this case, we see that traffic light, cars. The other interesting thing about this one was that this image actually has some traffic street signs here for Commonwealth Ave and Beacon Street, and those are actually detected in the text. So if someone was looking for those particular street names, they would actually be able to show up just from the image being attached. There's a busy intersection, which also shows traffic and car, which are being detected for road services. And this one is the Gmail application. Once I refresh there, that should be detected. So now the teams can go to their individual boards and the animal control team can see those tickets on their board. The road services team can see the road services tickets on their board, and software team and the IT team as well. So that's pretty much what it does currently. It's fairly simple, but also fairly powerful in that you can use this tagging for any purpose. You can use it in anything that you can do in JQL. You can use it for migrations in case you want to find issues that have certain kinds of attachments or certain attachments with certain text. You can turn on or off either the content or text detection at the project level. It is off by default, but you can you'd have to turn it on here first. And then you could also say search for any issues that have certain MIME types, certain file types. So this example is looking for any image file types, and I can show you. We actually have one IC file type is not empty and not. So basically this is looking for anything other than an image, so we have one PDF that was detected here as well. Thanks a lot.